everybody, Sickness here again to talk to you about what I bought and what I watched today. Rather simple day today, so let's get right down to it. Today I went out to Goodwill, picked up 6 titles. All these titles I'm getting simply just for collecting purposes. I already either own these on DVD, VHS already, have them on Laserdisc, I have them on Blu-ray. I have these titles on many different formats, but I'm getting these again just for collecting purposes. These are the Disney Black Diamond releases. And as I stated, I'm trying to get the entire set now. So I picked up 6 more titles to go along with the set. They were Jungle Book, Dumbo, Alice in Wonderland, Fox and the Hound, The Rescuers, and The Great Mouse Detective. Again, these are all from the Black Diamond releases. You can see right there it says the classic Black Diamond. Well, it just says the classic, but they're called the Black Diamond releases because they have black diamonds on them. So very cool. 6 more down, only a few more to go, and I have the entire set. So that's it for what I bought today. So now it's what I watched. And today I checked out Percy Jackson, the Olympians, The Lightning Thief. Wow, this was probably the most unepic movie I've ever seen. You could tell they were trying to go for the whole kind of like Harry Potter, Narnia type, you know, fantasy epic movie type thing. And they completely fell right on their ass. Reason being, everything in this movie was just completely handed to Percy Jackson. He didn't have to strive towards anything. He didn't have to try to do anything. The entire film was completely handed to him. The movie pretty much opens right up with him finding out that he's a demigod. I mean, I thought that was a little bit too rushed. They should have, that's the thing, the movie was way too rushed. The movie was about, it's almost about 2 hours long. I think it's maybe like an hour and 45 minutes long. But this movie should have probably been broken into 2 movies because it just felt so rushed. It was this happens and 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 no build up to any of that. Again, everything was handed to Percy Jackson. Everything that he did was just done right away. There wasn't any, like, you know, he didn't have to strive towards anything. He didn't have to try to do anything. It was all just handed to him, and that drove me nuts. So like I said, we pretty much opened the movie up, you know, within 10 minutes he finds out he's a demigod, which, again, that felt way too rushed. We find out who all the characters are within those first 10 minutes. I mean, everything is just completely thrown at you right to begin with. He ends up going to this camp of other demigods and people like that, and what ends up happening there, they tell him, oh, he has to start training to fight and battle. No, he apparently already knows how to magically do that because he's a demigod, just automatically knows how to do it. He ends up finding out that he can heal himself with water, and boom, right away he finds it out. He doesn't have to slowly figure out how to do it, he just immediately figures out how to do it because his dad, who is beside him, is talking to him and helps him out throughout this journey and whatnot, and just, which also makes everything just happen to him right away. I can think of a scene where he has like these flying sneakers, and they specifically tell him that he's going to have to figure out how to use these. Like, you know, they tell me he needs to get like a running start, and it's going to take some practice. No, first try, boom, flying. Yeah, it's a little, you know, he messes up a little bit, and it's a little shaky, and he has a hard time doing it, but still, boom, flies, gets the pearl he's looking for. I couldn't believe how much everything in this movie is handed to Percy Jackson. There's absolutely nothing that he has to strive towards, nothing that he has to try to do, nothing that is built up in this movie at all. There's no parts of this movie where you're really rooting for him to do something because everything is just completely handed to him. Every time he battles somebody, it takes him like 5 minutes to do the battle. He just gets it done. When he had to figure out he could, you know, control water, he just figured that out immediately. I mean, just, it was ridiculous. I was so let down by this movie. I didn't go into it expecting really to like it much. I mean, I expected to like it, but not, you know, love it or anything like that. I just thought it was going to be mediocre. But I was just completely let down by just how everything was handed to Percy Jackson. Just the entire story. There was nothing epic about this movie at all, and I was just let down by that. So I cannot recommend this movie really at all. It was a complete mess. I really think, I know this is based off a series of books. They probably really should have split this book into 2 and made things a bit more, you know, a bit more epic, made him strive towards things. Now, I've never read the book, so I don't know if in the book he has to strive towards things, if he has to learn how to do stuff, if he has to work his way into things, unlike the movie. I'm not sure. But if that's the way the book is written, then the book's gotta be a horrible read as well. But I'm assuming the book was probably better, because 9 times out of 10, the book is usually written a lot better than the movie. And I would assume that if they would have split this up into 2 movies, it'd probably been a lot better. But just in the end, I cannot recommend this. I was very let down. I just can't believe how easily everything came to Percy, how nothing was, again, there was nothing strived, he didn't have to strive towards anything. I just can't get over that. Can't get over how everything was just completely handed to Percy Jackson, and how nothing, he didn't have to work towards anything, which, I mean, that's something that makes a movie, you know, to him having to strive and him having to work towards things, and, you know, maybe him, maybe like good training montage or something, and, you know, he has to battle these epic monsters, and, you know, how hard that is for him, and they end up having to collect these pearls, and, you know, maybe it's really hard for him to do that, and there's all these things he has to go through to get to those pearls, and it just seems that, no, he just breezed through everything. I just cannot get behind that. I was really let down. I mean, demigod or not, I don't care. There still should have been something he had to strive towards, and just everything was completely handed to him. So, in the end, I would definitely not recommend this movie. I'd say no, stay away. If you've been thinking about seeing it, like if you really want to see this movie, if you're like, I really want to check this movie out, and you just haven't got around to it yet, I gotta say the movie didn't bore me. That's at least one positive thing. I wasn't bored when I watched the movie. I you know, was entertained the entire time. So if you have been thinking about checking this movie out and you really want to see it, I can say, yeah, I guess check it out, give it a rent or something like that, because you probably won't be bored by the movie, but don't be expecting a great story. Expect a pretty piss-poor story where Percy Jackson just completely breezes through the whole thing and everything is completely handed to him. And at the end of the movie, you're like, wow, that was a complete waste of my time. I can't believe I just watched a whole movie where a guy just completely walked through the movie and didn't even have to basically lift a finger. Everything was just completely handed to the guy. So, again, I really don't recommend it, but if you are wanting to check it out, if you have really wanted to see it, sure, you probably won't be bored with it, but you just, in the end, you're going to be probably pretty badly disappointed. So, Percy Jackson, The Olympians, The Lightning Thief, I was not a fan. So that's it for what I bought and what I watched today. Very happy about getting all those Disney titles. I'm getting very close to finishing up my Black Diamond release collection. Once I do that, I'll do a little video actually. Some people asked me back when I completed my Walt Disney Masterpiece VHS collection, some people asked me to do a video on that. I never got around to doing that. So now that I'm also collecting the Black Diamond releases, I'm going to do a video probably showing both of those off once I finish up my Black Diamond releases. I'll definitely do a video for you guys since you guys were asking for that. But I'm getting pretty close. I only have maybe like 4 or 5 more titles, something like that, and I'll be done. So I expect to have that finished probably pretty soon. I do come across these a lot. Also, watching Percy Jackson, The Olympians, The Lightning Thief, like I said, really bad. Well, okay, not really bad. Again, the story, it entertained me. I wasn't bored by it, but I just didn't appreciate how it was completely unepic. And like I said, Percy Jackson just breezed through the movie. Everything was completely handed to him. He didn't have to strive towards anything. I don't get how they thought that would make a good movie. But, hey, if you want to see it, I guess check it out. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned to see what I bought when I watch tomorrow. See ya.